12:01 p.m. Eastern Time, prepping for an 11-game Sunday slate with a loaded crop of pitching in the 10Ks. Anxious to talk about it. Emac, how's your weekend?
Finally shook out of the losing doldrums a little bit. Had a nice, I think I finished top maybe 8th on Yahoo last night. So did okay there. Lost about half the buy-ins again on DK. So 4 or 5 days I've had losing days on DK where it's been in like the 70-80% of my buy-ins. So though I don't consider anything, 20 or 30% or less really a loss, much like I don't consider anything 20 or 30% above a win. It's just kind of transactional.
Yeah. Not a big day, not a small day, just a day. I'm really excited to talk about
Andrew Luck.
No, I could care less. I hope he enjoys his life. I don't even see it as a news story. Congrats on retiring. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get the interest. I don't get the vitriol, I guess, is probably the more interesting way to put it.
Yeah, about just real quick. So like 20 years ago, about 20 years ago, read an article in Sports Illustrated that talked about how offensive linemen were getting hip replacements at 38. This is when they didn't play quite as long as they did, and that offensive and defensive linemen would actually, from the pounding they took, shrink 1 to 2 inches during their career and all sorts of stuff. This was kind of around the Robert Smith when he sort of walked away from it. And they had a whole article about what happens to their bodies. And that was from that point forward, I said, I won't ever say anything bad about an athlete retiring because you don't know. I mean, these guys are basically shortening their life, not going to be able to walk pain-free, get up pain-free, etc. So,
yeah, I just, you don't want to do it anymore. Don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Yeah, and I think the indie fans I think they were caught off guard. I would have been too. I was like, oh, wait, what? But there you go. They'll be nice in the end, I think. But Jacoby Brissett, woohoo!
Former Florida guy, right?
Oh, I think so. Nice poll.
I was still playing NCAA football for Xbox at the time, so Florida was my squad. Andrew Luck's going to come back. Yeah, it's probably like a pro wrestling retirement. He's going to come in, crack Jacoby Brissett with a chair in like week 6.
Well, my tweet was, in 2 years, he will be the quarterback of the Patriots in Bill Belichick's last season.
That'd be fun. Team RG3 for life. That's really all that matters. Live Before Lock is the promo code. 50% off your first month of Awesemo Plus. Any monthly package you choose, including packages with Fantasy Cruncher. Does not include Fantasy Cruncher Pro, however. But if you want to sign up with us, use the promo code Live Before Lock. It's just one big word when signing up, and it will only work on monthly packages. We are also brought to you during Live Before Lock shows by FantasyDraft. If you're looking to play some rake-free fantasy, you can do that at FantasyDraft. Go to www.fantasydraft.com. Use the promo code Awesemo. And you can get up to $1,000 in rake-free entries in your first 7 days. That's a lot of savings. I can't stress this enough, but that is a massive amount of money that just you don't have to put out in comparison to putting $1,000 of entry fees at a different spot. It's a no-brainer. If you're interested in playing at Fantasy Draft, I highly recommend it. If you play that sort of volume, let's say like $150 a day, that's a really sizable savings over a 7-day span, up to $1,000. So check that out. Highly recommended. Josh, imagine Joel Embiid retiring a week before the season. That's kind of what just happened. Yeah, I'm not confused at all about what happened. This is not... I understand who Andrew Luck is. I'm not... It makes sense. I just don't care. I'm happy for him. I don't care about anybody else in this entire scenario. I hope Andrew Luck is doing exactly what he wants to do because he shouldn't care about anybody else other than himself and his family. That's all. I hope Joel Embiid does it too. Cash those checks and go live on a beach in Cameroon or whatever. I don't know if there are beaches in Cameroon. That could be landlocked. I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. All right, we've got a lot to talk about. 5 pitchers on DraftKings in the 10K plus area. Shane Bieber, Steven Strasburg, Aaron
There are
Nola.
beaches in Cameroon, just for the record.
There are?
Yes.
Whew.
Well, it is adjacent to the Atlantic Ocean for part of it. So.
That'll work for me. I had no clue.
I had to go look, but there we are.
I needed we needed Ben Ross on this show because I would have been like beaches in Cameroon. You'd be like, there are beaches in Cameroon. Here are the 5 beaches. Nothing better than a grumpy Josh on Sunday morning. Nah, it's just my Twitter feed got overtaken with opinions I don't care about. It's like every other day of Twitter, I guess. Bieber, Strasburg, Nola, Bauer, Boyd. These are the 5 guys above 10K. Who is the guy you like the most?
Well, we start out Bieber, I think, is who it's going to be. He gets the matchup against the Royals. Strikeout rate has been absolutely phenomenal. Let's see, Royals coming in with a 3.1 implied run total, and nobody really terrifies me from the Royals. Maybe Ryan O'Hearn gets lucky. Maybe Jorge Soler gets lucky. That's it. So it's expensive, but I'm going to go with the Biebs.
Yeah, he's 2 for me. Right. So it's crazy. I'm liking Matt Boyd more and more today.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And I am terrified about it. Terrified. There's so much power on the Twins. But he's the one going completely unowned, and I find that to be intriguing. Nola is the guy that clearly has like the best sort of combination of matchup and price and park. And you see that in the ownership. 26% expected ownership is the chalk on DK. What do you want to do with Nola?
Nola is going to be my number 2, so not really much of a shock there. Based on what you sort of mentioned, I mean, 3.4 implied run total there for Miami. When you start getting to that point, Phillies have, I read something, what have they like scored 40 runs in their last 5 games or something crazy like that. No Bryce Harper. He's out on the paternity list, but there's still a solid offense. And I haven't looked at our projection for Eliseo Hernandez. I know Alex's projections like him from time to time.
I have not looked at it either.
But let's see.
I would say that I am not upset about getting Hernandez, but I wouldn't exactly say that it's the favorite thing in the world for me to do.
And we do have more, and I'm just bringing that up because we do have 11 games on this slate. So one of the more big, robust ones that we get on the weekend.
Yeah, it's a really nice slate. No weather issues or anything out there. We're just going to get 11 games of baseball, and I'm cool with that.
All right, I'm pulling up the Hernandez projections here because now I want to know before I load them, and I loaded ownership. Damn it.
I do that so often, it's ridiculous. Do you mean you loaded like you accidentally put the projections in the ownership spot?
No, I clicked on it.
I do it all the time.
The page loaded. I don't think we say that anymore. Eliseo Hernandez, 13 DK points.
Yeah, that's a very nice projection.
It is. And he's been striking them out a little. I was a naysayer last time he pitched, but I ended up with some of them, and it was okay.
I'll say this. I tend to run like 10% higher just across the board on pitching projections than Alex does. Just full stop. I end up having a little bit more. He's got Hernandez higher than where I have Hernandez, which is generally not a thing. So in that case, I think that's a very firm endorsement. So, and I already don't disagree with it. So that's kind of perfect. Other guys picking up ownership. Robbie Ray at 9,800, 19%. Ronaldo Lopez, 17%.
So
Michael Wacha, the chalk at the bottom.
God.
What are we doing here?
So Robbie Ray, a little too spendy, 9,800 on DK. I don't think he'll go more than 80 pitches or so. He was coming off the injured list, the regular injured list. And he didn't do any rehab starts. He just did side sessions and stuff.
Right.
But I don't really see the need for them to push him too much. Kind of, they're almost out of it this season. I mean, hey, shout out to Baltimore, who's already eliminated from the playoffs. But
what up, ship my money?
Yeah, exactly. But I don't really see him going more than 70-ish pitches. 43 on Yahoo. Other ways to do it. 98, no thanks, on DK. With regards to,
so why do you think he's getting ownership?
I don't think people are baking in risk that I would especially in this matchup with Milwaukee, because we've got their lineup, and Kane's fine. Hira's really good against lefties, as is Ryan Braun still. Yasmani Grandal is a switch hitter, and he has improved dramatically over the last 18 months when he's going from the right side of the plate. Moustakas not the worst. Manny Pena, Orlando Arcia, they could always run into one. But Robbie Ray, when he's chalky, is scary as hell. Yeah. He does have tremendous strikeout upside. I'm just not seeing it in this matchup. Even if this matchup was in Arizona with the roof closed at the same price point, I wouldn't get to him.
Yeah, I don't understand the appeal for him to get super chalky like this.
No. And if he had 25, what does he need to get at this price for you to be happy? 25?
Yeah, and even then, like, it depends what's happening with the other 5 guys that are above him that are all, in my opinion, better plays than him, even if I think he's at full strength.
Yeah, so he'd need 25. He's averaging 19. This is DK points, averaging 19 on the season. So it'd be a stretch.
Yeah. Ronaldo Lopez, 7,600.
Oh, yeah, I actually don't mind him.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what the lineup is here and how watered down it's going to be. So if you look, obviously Gallo's out. Mazzara is on the shelf as well. This is, and I've said this like on every show this weekend, and then Danny Santana was a little bit dinged up, but he seems to be fine. And Willie Calhoun, is he terrifying? No, he's probably the guy I worry about the most. Ronaldo Lopez, I haven't looked, but he over the last 2 seasons he's top 10 in home runs allowed. So there is that, but he does have some strikeout upside there, which is what we want in DFS. And then the projected or the actual Rangers lineup against righties has a 23% strikeout rate this season.
Yeah, I don't have a problem going to Ronaldo Lopez. Although I feel like Ronaldo Lopez chalk days are the real scary days in DFS.
Yes.
And they happen like oddly frequently. I feel like he's chalk a lot.
He's playing Detroit and Kansas City. That's why.
That's a really good point. I didn't even really think about it like that. But he does run himself out there in a lot of starts against a lot of not great teams.
And his blow up days keep his price suppressed. So here he is on the season. These are scary numbers. I mean, I'd be like, oh, which hitters am I going to take? 370 Woba to lefties, 200 ISO. That's in 320 at bats, 330 bats against righties, 330 Woba. That's okay. 214 ISO. He gives up power. His strikeout rate's 23% against righties, and he gets to face 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half the lineup's righties. And by the way, it's the worst half.
One other guy we need to touch on that's grabbing the ownership. Michael Wacha. He's got the Rockies. They're at home. The Rockies offense is putrid outside of Coors. 3rd lowest implied total of the day. It's 24% Michael Wacha at 5,700. Is that a problem? This is one of those spots where I think it's easier to just grab the other dudes that are getting less ownership. Not that I have a problem with Wacha, but if everybody's already there, I don't really want to be there.
I concur. I mean, these aren't, and I forgot. I didn't realize he was as much of a reverse splits guy. Well, a lot of that's coming. Well, no, a lot of it's coming from this season. This season against righties, 280 at bats, 400 ISO, 400 WOBA, 235 ISO against lefties, 200 ISO. The Rockies are not great on the road. They have some solid individual hitters, especially their top 3. Daniel Murphy, if he was ever fully healthy again, I think he'd be fine. I'm not a fan of Wacha. What's the temperature there today?
69 degrees.
Oh, nice.
I'm just guessing, but maybe I'll be right and it'll be fun. 76.
That's still relatively cool.
Yeah. Not as cool as 69.
No. Is anything?
That actually went really well.
68.
Sure.
I'll owe you one. That's always the best.
Are there any pitchers that we haven't talked about that are getting ownership that you have your eye on?
Yes. And I need to get around to loading this stuff.
Dylan Bundy, Martine Paris. Trying to guess.
Keep going.
Steven Matz?
Nope.
Keuchel?
Nope. Keuchel's not bad.
I'm going the wrong direction then.
Framber.
Really?
Framber Valdez gets to go against Jaime Barria in this one. I'm going to go look at his game. He was down in the minors, if I remember. I was like, it's just Framber Valdez. Baseball Reference, very helpful.
It is. Fantastic website.
So let's go take a peek at him over there. Now, they hadn't been doing something happened, and they're not showing pitch counts in the minors. I thought they always did, but
I thought they did too.
They're showing batter's face now, so I think that is a glitch of some sort. But I just wanted to see where he was in the minors. So he's been at AAA Round Rock. He has 44 innings there. He is. Would you want to guess his strikeout per 9? And then go higher. And go higher than what you're thinking right now.
9.5.
14.
Jesus.
Yeah. That was why he's on my roster or my radar. Now, he is going against Anaheim. Strikes out less, but they do have Andrelton Simmons back too. Is that one of the lineups we're waiting on? No, we have their lineup.
We are waiting on the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Okay,
so Fletcher literally does not strike out, 5%. Ohtani strikes out, 30%. Upton strikes out shockingly, nearly 40%. Against lefties, which is just, it's wild. These are this season's numbers. And then everybody else is 20 or less. So they come in as a team at 19.6, but I'm willing to roll with Mr. Framber Valdez for a little bit of upside and sounds like potentially a differentiation play. Could this go sideways? Sure. But people are playing Michael Wacha. Come on.
Yeah. No, I get it. There's some upside in that number just because of that K rate. That's what you're looking for. If you can rack up a couple strikeouts, you could even survive with, a negative outcome for him. A home run doesn't kill you at that price tag if the strikeouts are there. I don't mind it. I'm nervous about Dylan Bundy. I think that's a guy that I'm going to get to in lieu of Ronaldo Lopez, but maybe I'm wrong. I looked at the props for how many outs Dylan Bundy is expected to get today. Do you have any guesses?
Hold on, I do some math here. 17.5.
Oh, okay. Well, that is the line.
Oh,
minus 160 for the over.
I didn't know they did out, but I don't look at the betting pages. I look for strikeout props every now and then, but I haven't seen an out. That's actually kind of fun.
Yeah. So they're saying basically 6 innings is the expectation for Bundy. He averages 5 1/3. So for me, I'm just like, what are we seeing here? The run total's not great. We're expecting him to go deeper than he normally does. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So I am a little bit confused. His strikeout prop sucks though. So that was the interesting balance. Are we expecting this to be a Ariel Jurado scenario where it's just like, you're going to eat this for a couple innings, brother?
Well, I'm looking to see, because I've been all over the place this weekend, so I'm not remembering specific games. Okay, last night Hunter Harvey went 20 pitches and Michael Gibbons went 8. On Friday, Dylan Tate went 41 and Gabriel Ynoa went 23. So their bullpen's rested. Now it is their bullpen, but Hunter Harvey's actually an interesting story. Adam talked about him. Matt Harvey's kid. He wants to be a starter, but he doesn't mind being a reliever. At this point, especially since that's what his pops did, but he throws very, very hard.
Yeah, Adam and I were actually talking about him a couple days ago too. I didn't know that he was up. Bundy's going to be like the guy that I don't get right today. He's either going to go crazy or get absolutely shellacked. Hopefully it's whatever the opposite, or hopefully he does whatever I don't do. So like, I hope he gets shellacked if I don't have him.
I want to see. I did write up. I did write up Tampa Bay. So I'm going to drop Spotlight Hitters and Stacks article link in the chat. Links to Josh's Spotlight Pitchers article as well. There might be a third paragraph, something, Yahoo, something, but check that out. We've got, here are my notes. Props to Dylan Bundy for only allowing 2 home runs over his last 4 starts spanning 24 innings. He is still the 2-season leader with 66 leaving the yard. For perspective, the next 2 are Justin Verlander, who pounds the strikeout and has allowed 5 less home runs in nearly 100 more innings, and J.A. Happ, who has allowed 8 less home runs in 8 more innings.
Okay.
So
Team Beebs or Team Bundy, I guess.
So I'm No, Team Anti-Bundy. I want the Rays.
He's not giving up home runs anymore. That's all I need.
That's right.
Dude,
That's
24 inning sample. I'm sold. That's all we need, right? He doesn't give home runs up anymore. That's what I understood. That's what I took from it. I hear what I want to hear. We'll see how that goes. I actually just finished my DraftKings. We'll call it a dummy crunch. I don't know if it's a dummy crunch or not. It'll all depend on if these lineups change or not in the next 20 minutes.
Who clicked the button when you did that?
A downright genius.
I was trying to see if I could walk into that one.
Ooh, okay. Didn't get to Bundy. Did match the field on Ronaldo Lopez. Did get to 38% Michael Wacha, though.
Oh.
And 11% Dario Agrizal and 16% Zach Davies. So, I'm going to have a shitty Sunday.
God, how much Hernandez? God, I love
I got 11. I got 11.
Oh, so you're only doing the field, huh?
Yeah. Just wait. Once you already have 71 total percent of ownership split between Wacha, Agrizal, Davies, and Senzatella, you don't have a lot of room for Alicia Hernandez. So 36% Shane Bieber, not something I expected.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's nicely above the field.
Yeah, didn't get to Boyd with any sort of volume. Neutral on Bauer. Aaron Nola fade. 9% out on the 26% number we have in there right now.
So we have a not so fun projection here for Framber, and that's why I wanted to. Oh, good, they have the pitch counts back. Haha. So pitch counts for Framber Valdez. This is reverse chronological order starting from the 19th. So in his last start, 100, 101, 91, 96, 97. I love Valdez.
Yeah, I like that a lot. You know that he can go deep into this game with those sorts of pitch counts. There's no limitations. That strikeout stuff is there. He could be a very, very relevant play.
Yes. Now, his last 4 starts in the majors. 3 DK points, -11, -6, and -1.
Okay, those aren't the best. So there's that.
We can sell either side of this one, Josh.
I mean, those aren't the best numbers I've ever heard, for sure. But, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
20%. That's where I'm going.
Ooh, that's a big number.
That's a big number.
I don't hate it. I'm making a little bit of tweaks to see if anything changes to my stuff. I've got I don't mind all my hit, like, the 13% Dario Agrizal feels like it's high. I'm not gonna lie.
Trevor Bauer, we're not really mentioning.
I have 9% right now.
Okay, that feels about right. Right in line with with the field.
I don't know what to do with that guy right now.
2 good starts sandwich around a disaster.
Yeah. And I wanted to wait until after Dong picks just because, we usually hit on hitting after that. I'm having trouble figuring out what I want to do with the Rockies because they're a team that I always find to be undervalued in my eyes. It's probably like a cores out of cores thing for me. So I try to be cognizant of not letting my exposures get too crazy for Colorado. But at the same time, we've got Michael Wacha on the opposite side at 24% ownership. So it's not as if this is just blindly following the Rockies. There is a path here to, if Michael Wacha gets blown up, then, they're a third or what's he on? 24%, a quarter of the lineups are dead in the water, and I've got the stack that did it potentially. So I don't know what to do with these Rockies right now. Subsequently, I have no idea what to do with the Michael Wacha ownership. I did not expect to get north of the field here, and yet that is happening, and I don't entirely know how to stop it. Are you going to be getting to Wacha? Like, do you think you'll have him?
Well, I'm looking at right now we have him at 12%. That's not as high as I thought. He is the 4th most.
Did we just get an update?
Oh, no, maybe I didn't hit refresh.
I have him at 24.
Oh, let me hit refresh here.
I would be very happy if it were 12.
And I'm using Fantasy Cruncher Pro, which should be doing this for me, but sometimes you have to hit refresh. So
I hope you're right more than anything I've ever hoped in my life.
I am right. It's 12.
Nice. Okay, so
Now-
I don't have the most recent update.
Well, now I want to go to the source because it is Sunday and funky things happen on Sundays.
I'm grabbing it now. It's not 24, so
Oh, okay.
that is fantastic news for me.
Bauer at 24 would make sense. Dude.
I don't understand.
24? Jack Bauer?
Yeah, I never watched it. Never saw it.
Was Jake even born when that was on TV?
It's probably close.
Don't answer that.
Okay, so Nola at 32, Michael Wacha at 12, which it's weird how when Michael Wacha is projected for 24 and I have it in here, I'm nervous about having 32%. When it drops to 12, I'm happy that I have 32%.
Yeah.
God, it's so weird how that works. Less people have them, and now I feel smarter. I love it. I love it. Any pitchers that we're missing? Anybody that we need to talk about? I don't know. I mean, I guess I should try to figure out why Aaron Nola has become my biggest fade of the day on a day where he is the chalk pitcher.
I think that's it right there because not anybody's going to be going against Miami, and isn't that how your leverages kind of work?
It's true. Oh, yeah. I mean, I understand why it's happening. I would have expected him to go deeper into this game, but his out projection, 18.5, shaded to the under. So that kind of surprised me. I would have assumed, 6 1/3, 6 2/3, but keeping my eye on that. Trying to use a little bit of additional information to figure out how long guys are going to be out on the bump.
Just dropped a Twitter quote in there I saw from Adam. It says, talking about Andrew Luck. On a related note, it's crazy how drinking alcohol and never exercising can make you feel exactly like an NFL player in the mornings.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. Very true as well. Very true. We got the question, who are your favorite cash pitchers? I mean, it's going to be Nola plus
Biebs.
Ooh, that's 12.
Oh, you to pair two together.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Nola and then probably Ronaldo Lopez. I don't know, Mike. It's probably Wacha.
I would say your second guy is going to be Wacha or Lopez, and your first guy is going to be Bieber or Nola.
Whew. Yeah, that one's bold. Yeah, I think I'm going to have Rockies here because of that Wacha ownership. I think I'm just going to have to be on both sides of it. As of right now, I have 13 5-man stacks for the Rockies. I think that's probably okay.
We didn't mention Martine Paris, and I went to really quickly. In his last 8 starts, how many does he have with more than 12 DK points?
1.
2. And most of them are single, by the way, because I picked 12 because 2 of them are 11 and 10. So it's better saying, how many times has he had double-digit fantasy points in the last 8 starts?
Yeah. I appreciate you. Wow, I just typed. So to get to our dong sheet, it's named Did He Dong?
That's what I type in my search bar.
Right. So I typed in did. And you want to know what the first thing that came up was?
Dido?
Did Andrew Luck retire?
Oh, there's some SEO grassroots information for you.
Yeah. Did Andrew Luck retire? Did definition, and then didgeridoo. That's a fun trio of searches. It's 12:30, so let's talk about dong picks.
Jeez, I don't even know. I'm in such a slump.
I am in less of a slump, but still not happy with where I am. Although
I'm not in first anymore.
I'm well aware. It's incredible. You have 2 home runs in your last 18 selections.
Wow.
So Jake in the lead, 29 dongs. EMAC in second at 28. I am in third at 24. Chris is in fourth at 22. Randone has 8. Jake leading in pick rate as well. I am in second. So, yeah, that just happened.
I'm slipping.
EMAC in third. Spags in fourth. Randone slowly catching up to Chris in terms of pick rate. It's going to be a fun stretch run. Ooh, game theory. I wish Engelman would retire. I mean, so do I. That implies that I have a couple mil in the bank. I would happily retire. It would be great. Jake said I'd rather get 0 dongs and win a GPP. I'd rather get the dongs. Give me the dongs. There's a soundbite for everybody.
I was going to say our social media guys must not be watching the show because that would be a perfect one.
All right, the floor is yours. After you're done, I assume, pouring that soda.
Yes.
Okay. I heard it click again, so I was trying to check it out.
All right. Well, you threw me off, so I'll pour it again when you're talking.
You're fine. You're fine. I was throwing it to you. You're free to make your dong pick.
Cover boy of the Spotlight Hitters and Stacks. It's going to be Austin Meadows.
Ooh, okay.
Yeeman Choi was my second. Where do those guys come out on your sheet?
Meadows is 18th. Choi 47th.
Okay. It'd be nice if it was a little warmer there in Baltimore today. It's not, but it is still in London.
All righty. Now I need to figure out who I'm taking. Honestly, I did not think that was the direction you were going. Which kind of throws me off. I'll take Yordan Alvarez.
Someone, I think it was Uncle DFS or Unc DFS tells me it's Jordan actually.
Yeah, so I hear. That's a Y.
Well, it could be. I mean, it's like some people say Sandy Alcantara.
Yeah, those people are just wrong all the time.
Which would be how you say it. So there we go. Boom.
Wait, I didn't even actually hear how you said it.
I said it your way.
Okay, yeah. Well, then those people are right. Those people are right then. Those people are right. All right, dong picks are in. Yordan Alvarez. Don't call me Jordan Alvarez. In for me. EMAC on Austin Meadows. Austin Meadows donged for me on my dad's birthday 3 days ago.
Nice.
I don't think my dad cared at all. Austin Meadows. Jake's around. Is he gonna make that pick?
Talking about Matt Boyd over on Yahoo, he is 36. I did write him up on Friday. He was out on paternity, but he's back now.
Yeah,
he's
hard
up
to not like him
$3.
there.
Yeah, he's up $3 from that. I would still consider him there. Not as exciting as a play as it would have been on Friday, but still, it's decent. There's just more pitching choices today than there was on Friday.
Okay. We got another ownership update 2 minutes ago. Let's see here. Nola at 30, Wacha at 16. So I'm now suddenly feeling okay with my Wacha pick.
Okay.
Hey Josh, do you need a pitcher or you cool? I don't even know what that means. Like a pitcher of beer? Or
cool?
Does this seem like a spot where I'm trying to find someone for you guys to give me? Like I'm sourcing a pitcher because of this show. Josh, do you need a pitcher? Now I'm getting yelled at. So I don't know. I don't need a pitcher. Do you? Isn't that the? I think you're getting the roles reversed in this show. I'm here to provide that information. You can take it or leave it. I'm not really looking to find any from YouTube chat. Sorry, Kaiser Sose. I don't know what's happening here. I'm confused.
How much Brock Burke did you get to?
3%. 4% actually. How much Brock Burke did you get to?
I haven't hit crunch yet, but I'm about to.
Okay. Have we gotten any of those lineups? Nope. Diamondbacks and Rockies, right? Those are the two lineups.
Yes.
Well, that Rockies lineup's going to be relevant to me since I have them.
Yep. Does that add up to much?
I'm trying to get you in cash, Burke. Yeah. Okay, man. Good luck to you today, Kaiser Sose. I think you started drinking too early on a Sunday. Potentially.
I was going to turn that into a Dazed and Confused reference. Hey, man, are you cool? Like how?
Yeah.
Do you need a picture? Like how?
It's later, son. I watched that movie today. Been a while.
That movie.
I used to see it so much because it used to just be on cable all the time. But I haven't had cable in a decade.
It was on the United Airline app when I was making my trip.
I would have watched the hell out of that movie. Oh, so good. So good. It just makes me wish we lived in a different time where I could be a senior in high school and assault people with paddles.
I remember those days because I was in elementary school, and we were in a very small town, like 2,500 people. And that's exactly what all the juniors and seniors looked like to me, and the kind of cars they were driving.
All looking like Ben Affleck.
Pretty much. Not so much Wooderson, but definitely the Ben Affleck look, and then Cole Hauser.
Okay.
With those 3/4 sleeve white and colored sleeve softball shirt.
He's fantastic in that, man. It's fantastic. And now we're getting all the people in YouTube chat letting everybody know they're child predators. I get older, they stay the same age.
Yes, they do.
What a career for Matthew McConaughey. What a career. Yeah, I have 40% Bieber on DraftKings right now. I did not expect that to happen. I expected it to be Nola, and it's not. But I think that's where I want to be if Nola's the guy that's getting it. Time to figure out what my exposures look like on FanDuel, and I've got a sneaky suspicion I'm not going to love them. Going out on a limb. FanDuel exposures. Okay, so pitching seems a bit more normal. Everything's sort of spread out at the top, but still concentrated onto Nola. Or still concentrated onto Bieber, under the field on Nola. But let's talk some stacks here. Who is your favorite stack for today?
It's going to be Houston.
Houston. Can I write check? Remember that commercial? Yao Ming. Can I write check?
No.
Anyway.
Was Billy Crystal involved?
No, it was just Yao Ming in I don't know, like a car rental place or something. I can't remember at this point. Can you give 10 seconds to Beeks discussion? Yeah, I won't be playing Jalen Beeks. Done.
Yeah, that makes it easy.
That was simple.
How much is he? It's like 7,000 or something.
7,200.
72. Yeah,
I got 1%, and I'm honestly surprised by it because he looks like a terrible play today. So I have the Astros on FanDuel in a pretty sizable chunk. I basically don't have them on DraftKings. So talk to me about what you like for the Stros.
I like the fact I'm sad that I did not pick them as my dong pick now. But let me go over and reference that wonderful article spotlight here. Oh, I actually didn't. I purposefully did not write them up because I've talked about them so many times. But let's go from what I would have said. I would have said, let's look at Jaime Barria, who is no bueno against righties, phenomenally so. Over his last 400 righties faced, he has allowed a 380 WOBA and a 260 ISO. Granted, it's really Altuve. I should have taken Bregman for my home run call, but that's okay. Still going with Austin Meadows. Curious to see what happens with Toro. He is batting sixth. He's discounted on a lot of the sites. Okay. So I think that's helping me get to this team a fair amount. If I go look at bear with me one moment. Let's see, because I did my initial 4-4s, and that's kind of what I call my baseline before I start tweaking things up and down. And I just wanted to, where the hell is you? There we go. I've got 31% Toro, 16% Bregman, 17 Altuve, 28% your home run call, 17% Brantley, 13% Reddick, 6% Gurriel.
Okay. Yeah, I have a ton. Well, actually, no, I don't. I don't know. I guess this didn't refresh. I'm essentially fading the Astros. I'm looking at them now. They are the tops. They are the team with the highest top stack percentage on both sites, but a little bit overowned on FanDuel, pretty neutral on DraftKings. Similarly, the Rays are a bit overowned on FanDuel. The Indians are a bit overowned on FanDuel. Minnesota looking like a decent play. The Cards, the Angels looking like a better play than what their ownership is saying. I actually have none of them, so that's fun. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I need to knock the Indians back a little bit. That much I can tell.
I am not getting any Arizona.
Yeah, same. Is it a pricing thing? They have like weird prices today?
Well, Lamb's 3,400, Avila 45. That does. Locastro is 47, Ketel Marte 54, Eduardo Escobar 42. So they are spendy. I did write them up because I do like them against Davies, particularly the righties, which would be Christian Walker is the main guy I like. A little bit for Ahmed, but he's a little spendy.
Oh, man. I don't really like what I'm getting for FanDuel, but I'm pretty happy about DraftKings. Ooh, Diamondbacks lineup is out. If we're lucky, it'll be the same so that I don't have to deal with it.
Cool. Jared Dyson's not in.
Okay. Let's take a look at it.
Which I think is where Locastro came in. I think everything else was the same.
All right, so Dyson was leading off. That's problematic. Those are not the changes I normally like. I don't really want to recrunch. All right, can I swap this out? Marte, Escobar, Walker, Lamb, Rojas, Ahmed, Avila. So it's literally just Locastro for Dyson. On DraftKings, they are the exact same price. So certainly not doing a damn thing now. And on FanDuel, Locastro is 2,200, Dyson 2,700. Cool. Don't have to recrunch for the Diamondbacks. I can just not care. That is so much better. The worst is DraftKings, though. When you have to like jump through hoops because someone's $100 more expensive, even though you have $100 in every one of those lineups.
Yeah, that just
it drives me bonkers.
Yeah.
I'm up to 27% Bieber on FanDuel right now. Not so mad about that.
All right, I'm going to be 25% Framber, 15% Wacha. I'm still getting 10% Robbie Ray. Why am I doing that?
My most exposed hitter. Any guesses?
Alvarez?
No. Same kind of guy, though. Nelson Cruz.
That was going to be my next. Really against Matt Boyd, huh?
He is 4% owned on DraftKings today. Obviously, price having a shit ton to do with that. Yeah. Nelly Cruz, Franmil Reyes, Yasiel Puig, Francisco Lindor are my top 4 owned guys. Then we get into some Braves, Ozzy Albies, which I assume is just a general one-off play that's happening. I don't know. I just have a lot of Braves. What do you think of the Braves today?
I'm not really fired up for them. They are going against Mats. I guess they're
Mats
righties.
Was dirty last time out, right?
Yeah, Mats is hit or miss. It's hard to. I don't have a good read on him. I wouldn't want to play him, but I don't really want to target him
either. We just got tagged by Makad being like, "What do you guys think of Mats?" So, well, there you go. I have 10% right now, which is essentially equal with the field. So I don't know. I'm opinionless, I guess.
Where am I have 10% as well.
I am getting just a stupid amount of Dario Agrizal today. I don't like it. How has he been against righties? Because that's really going to tell the story.
I'm shocked that you keep bringing him up.
So am I. I think it's just because of how much I'm paying up for pitching. Okay, cool. He's been dog shit against everything. I need to cut him back a lot. That is problematic. There's no reason I should have that. He's bad across the board. That's just nothing good is going to come from that. I've never been more confident in my life to avoid something. And yet we're still waiting on the Rockies lineup, the only one that we need and the most important one to me. I would expect people to want to go to the Rockies here if Wacha gets any love, but if his ownership really is going to just be in the teens, then I don't guess it doesn't matter. All right, how much Agrizol do I have now? All right, that only went to 16. Fuck. I need to hemorrhage this dude. How much did he come up when I ran the crunch? Okay, more than he should have. Let's cut that down even further. He's gonna go out there and just go total beast mode, and I'm gonna cry. So I would have had whatever percent, and it's gonna be bad. Any other hitting any stacks you're looking at? Anybody that's chalky that you don't get? Anybody that's not chalky that you think should be?
No, because now I'm waiting. I'm just gonna have to save some lineups here to figure out what the hell the Rockies are gonna do, and then I've got to figure out how I'm going to get some additional Arizona.
I guess I bumped the button on my Apple Watch because it activated Siri when I was asking you that question, and it says anybody that's Chucky that you don't get anybody was not shocking that you think should be. Yeah, Siri, that's exactly what I said. Fantastic job of listening. And it's ridiculous. All right, Dario Agrizol down to 11%. That's probably still too high. Is this pushing the Reds up at all for me? Not really, so I guess I can keep pulling him down. Do you have Alex's projections in front of you right now?
Yes.
What does he have Agrizol at?
He has Agrizol at 9.1.
Okay. I'm going to sit where I'm at then. Let's reopen my DK crunch and load these lineups in. I'm ready to go now. I'm just putting my stuff in.
Right. They're asking single pitcher on FanDuel or cash pitcher on FanDuel. I didn't really look at it, but I would go with Nola or Bieber today.
Might be Strasburg. Oh, no, we just got two lineups, but they're not the Rockies. Great job, baseball. Let me look at this quick so I can give an actual answer. Yeah, it's Nola on FanDuel, I think, for cash games. Chalkiest pitcher, best matchup. That is where I would be. I think that's got to be the answer. It's the Marlins. I don't care that they scored 18 runs or whatever 2 nights ago in just a ridiculous event. Did not see that one coming at all, but it's not like anybody else did.
Oh, here's one for you.
Go.
So they've played, let's just use the numbers, 134 games. What percentage of their games have the Marlins scored 6 or more runs?
I would say they've done it 3 times. No, 6 or more. Sorry, in my head I had 10.
Yeah, six or more.
I'll say 10 times.
25%.
Really?
Yep. Now, I didn't go look at any of the other teams, so I don't know if that's good or bad, but that was sort of my reaction. So if we say 1 out of 4 times they're going to score 6 runs, blindly going against them, we should not be surprised when they do have some good outings.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Huh. Did not see that coming.
But I want to go look and see what the deal is with like how many have they gotten 3 or less? What's Detroit? What's Baltimore? What, some of the other crappy teams.
Right.
Just for better context.
That makes sense. I'm about to have all of my lineups in. I know the Rockies are going to totally screw me here, and it's going to aggravate me to no end, but I'm going to have the ability to take a bunch of questions.
Cool.
I have both CSVs locked and loaded. And the only thing that I'm going to have to do is replace Jared Dyson with LeCastro. And that's like a 5-second task.
All right. All I've got to do here is I just did my tiers.
Okay.
Oh, good. I got Austin Meadows and Jordan Alvarez. I'm just going to call him Jordan. I'm also calling Jordan Yamamoto because I'm doing a spoonerism on that one.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, so they're my tied for my number 2 most popular pitch.
And LeCastro in, Jared Dyson out. Clean swap.
Were you just doing find and replace?
No, I use DK to like literally just use the swap. They're the same salary, so.
Oh, okay. So it actually worked.
Yeah, I don't have to. No jumping through hoops today, thank God. And then Dyson on FanDuel for LeCastro. Now that's one I should actually go look at because I get an extra $500 here, but I'm just gonna call it on that one. Premium Slack, if you want to get some questions in, now's the time to do it. I've got everything in with 13 minutes to spare. Most owned stacks for me: Twins, Indians, Rangers, Braves, Brewers, and White Sox. Anything sound weird there?
No, Twins a little bit, but
they are my most owned stack.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, but that's me. They were my most owned last night.
I think this is a tough spot for Boyd. Coming back off of, I mean, maybe the rest will help him. He has been out on the paternity list for a bit. Boyd's numbers this season. Pull it up here. 135 x ISO against lefties, 177 against righties. He's still mowing down guys from a strikeout perspective, but Garver, Cruz, Polanco, Gonzalez, Sano, righty, right out of the gate. If these guys get on, Boyd is going to give up dongs. He has proven that without any problems this season. Now, he doesn't get bludgeoned around. Like, he's only given up a 291 x WOBA, so it's not as if he's just getting hit. He just gives up power. And that's a scary proposition against a team like Minnesota, who hasn't exactly struggled to hit dongs this season. Best SP2 on DraftKings. I guess it's Wacha. It's Wacha for me. Who's your best SP2?
Wacha, Ronaldo, or Elise here.
Yeah. With Wacha being $1,900 cheaper than Lopez, I got to go to Wacha there. But yeah. I definitely like Ronaldo Lopez more than I like Michael Wacha.
Well, and with them not putting the lineup out, it feels like Blackman, Arenado, or Story, one of them's going to sit.
Which you would think it would be one of Arenado or Story, right? Doesn't seem like you're going to be sitting Charlie Blackman in the spot.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's why they're waiting.
Yeah, plenty of chances to sit Charlie Blackman against the lefty. I don't know why you would want to start today against the righty.
God, the Biebs is just not in my plans.
Ooh, my plans are strictly Biebs related, apparently.
I'm getting a ton of Nola now.
We are on opposite wavelengths today. One of us is going to win some money.
I'm changing that, so I will get more Biebs.
You nervous?
Yep.
I get it. Now I need to just look through some of my exposures. Let me hop back to the Twins here. So, this is the sort of stuff I'm happy about. Jorge Polanco, 3% owned. I've got 10. Nelson Cruz, 4% owned. I've got 19. That I don't feel bad about at all. 3 times the field on Marwin Gonzalez. 3 times the field on Miguel Sano. If this breaks well and these guys are hitting dongs like they can, CJ Crone, 13% owned. Scope, 11% owned. Only guy I don't really have is Luis Arias. And lefty against Boyd. That one I feel pretty good about.
For some reason I thought he was a switch hitter.
Arias? If he is, I have him marked wrong.
No, I don't.
That was a super possible thing. Not something I would ever like notice to look back at. Bieber and Ozuna or Nola and Cruz?
I've got to go Nolan Cruz.
I gotta go Bieber and Ozuna.
Really?
I think.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize you hated Nelson Cruz so much.
I don't. I would in this case I would just rather have Bieber and Ozuna. Ozuna against Senzatella, that just feels a little bit better here. Although the park is kind of tough. That's a tough one, Matthew. I probably have really comparable ownership to both guys. I would go Bieber Ozuna just because of how much more I have Bieber than Nola, and I would rather make a bet on a pitcher before I made a bet on a hitter.
I think that's just the time to hit the like button for that fantastic hard-hitting analysis.
I think that would be a really good time for everybody to hit the like button. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Gonna be a normal Monday tomorrow. Jake and Adam in the morning. And then get excited, everybody. Deeper dive. Adam, the boss man Alex Baker, and the return of one Dave Loughran.
The betrothed Dave Locker.
Yeah. He's just going to look all sad and stuff. Life is over. That's what happens with marriage. Kidding. Life is dope. Happy to get Lofty back, so we don't have to go totally crazy, even though no Spags this week. I'm going to try to do the four corners all week. Put my own little twang on it, but yeah.
A lot of work goes into the four corners.
That's very true. Rockies lineup is out. And I don't know who's in or out for it, but let's find out. Where are the Rockies? There we go. Rockies. Blackman, Story, Arenado. All right. No Daniel Murphy. That's going to be problematic. No Tapia. That's really problematic. Ooh. Ryan McMahon. Yonder Alonso in. Tony Wolters in. Garrett Hampson in. So Murphy, Tapia, Dom Nunez out. McMahon, Alonso, Hampson in. Oh, that's not fun for me. That is not fun for me at all. I hate the damn Rockies.
I don't want to redo everything.
I don't either. I really don't want to do this.
Oh, nice. I have literally none. So you said Tapia's out?
Yes.
And Nunez is in or out?
Nunez?
Yeah.
Out.
I better go find that lineup.
And Daniel Murphy. Murphy, Tapia, Nunez out.
Okay, this is going to be hopefully easier than I thought.
I mean, the DraftKings fix is easy. I'll just crunch that one out and call it a day.
So I'm going to delete that one.
FanDuel's not going to be fun. But what time is that game lock? 2 and change? 2:15? Yeah, I'm not even I'm not even scrambling to fix this right now. That's going to create a lot of stupid crap to do on FanDuel. So I have actually 3% Murphy on FanDuel, 1% McMahon, 3% Murphy, 2% Tapia, no Nunez. So FanDuel will actually be pretty easy, and then on DraftKings I could use late swap optimizer. So this will actually not be so bad. I do wish that I had less Rockies now. Part of the appeal is having Daniel Murphy at 3,900. 12% Daniel Murphy prior to this, so. What else we got? Anything interesting coming out of your crunches?
My Houston went way down. They're still my top stack, but nowhere near what they were.
Okay.
Which makes me think I screwed something up, but whatever.
Yeah, Astros are my biggest fade. And I have Alvarez as my home run pick, so I hate myself. Man, this is going to be just an absolute blast. Bregman's going yard for sure. Gurriel's going to go yard for sure. And then Alvarez won't. It's going to be fantastic. Wow, Abraham Toro, 24% ownership on DraftKings right now. That's what $2,400 will do for you. Adam Burst, Bieber struggles against KC for some reason. I'm sure that's not true. Look it up. We got plenty of time. How's your pitching exposure looking?
Not really what I wanted. Damn you, Fantasy Cruncher. Beebs is now up to 38. Nola 32. Framber 25. Hernandez 25. Wacha 15. Strasburg 15. Robbie Ray still at 10%. Matt's at 10%. I'll just live with that Robbie Ray 10%. Whatever.
Oh, opponents. Kansas City. He's faced 99 batters against Kansas City. He's got an xFIP of 394. What are we doing here? This is not an appreciable sample for anybody, guys. Come on.
Was that Winston mentioning that?
No. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to get too worried about 99 batters faced. I think we'll be okay. John Jay Day? It has never been John Jay Day unless you were playing DFS when he was in college at Miami. Otherwise, no. One of the worst hitters in baseball. Jake has taken Paul DeJong for his home run pick. Gets it in with 2 minutes to spare. So Paul DeJong in. It's 1:03 p.m. Eastern Time. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to get in all of your lineups. Meanwhile, I am going to start hunting down my FanDuel garbage. Hopefully, I can just do quick player replace swaps on some of these guys.
Yeah, screw it. I'm just going with what I have. Time to...
Murphy out. Who's the first baseman now for the Rocks?
Yonder Alonso.
2,500. Okay, so you can swap straight to Yonder Alonso. That's fun. Who's next? Tapia, 2% owned. He is 2,600, which means I can go straight to Daza, I guess. Oh, there's only 2 outfield eligible players on the Rockies today. It's so stupid. All right. 2 of the lineups I couldn't make a replacement for, so let's replace Tapia with any $2,600 outfielder that exists. Don't really care at this point. Victor Reyes, no. No, I don't want Echeverria. No, I don't want Dozier. No, I don't want Bubba Starling. Man, some of these guys stink. Ooh, Adam Duvall. That's a fun one against Matt. I'll do that. And then I don't have Dom Nunez on FanDuel, so mission complete. And we're locked. So, perfect time. EMAC, you want to hit these guys with the goods on the 4 o'clock games?
We will. Now, there are only a few. So not as many, but there's actually some really good hitting environments here. So on the afternoon slate, I call it the late slate. The afternoon slate's at 2 o'clock one. So I really want to take San Diego Padres against Brian Johnson. I do not think we have that lineup out yet, do we?
One of those is in.
We got both of them. Okay, so guys I want to take are Machado, Hunter Renfroe. God, they just hate Will Myers now, don't they? So Machado, Renfroe, Margot is not the worst, and then Urias as a discount dandy. Get your middle infielder spot there on DK. So I like that spot. I also like the Mariners going against Clay Buchholz.
Okay.
Buchholz has not pitched since Cinco de Mayo, been dealing with a back injury, 3 minor league rehab starts under his belt, but unlikely to exceed 50 to 60 pitches in my estimation. Happy to take either guys from either side of the plate. No Vogelbach. Very sad about that.
Are you going to be okay?
I'm going to have to recover. I will probably lean toward Narvaez as my number one. You're paying the massive premium for Kyle Seager. Who does he think he is? Corey Seager of 2017? Come on. Austin Nola getting up there in price, but J.P. Crawford and Narvaez are my 2 favorite. And then it's the late slate, so it'll be a little bit different. Malik Smith, Seager are fine. Fraley's really cheap. I don't know a ton about him. Dylan Moore is absolutely an afterthought. Going against Marco Gonzalez, I'm not really excited about any of the Blue Jays. Gonzalez probably will be one of my pitchers. I do not want to take Joey Lucchesi against Boston, so that leaves me with looking towards where's the other game? There it is. Brett Anderson and Logan Webb, which are not exciting either. I'll probably lean towards Logan Webb. Only reason I would consider that is I haven't looked at the 2 of them, but let's just say Brett Anderson strikes out 1 batter every 2 innings, whether he wants to or not. So that's not very helpful. The price at 69 is nice, but that's going to be your SP2 most likely, unless you want to go with Lucchesi.
There you go, guys. I have not looked at that 4 o'clock slate, so I've got nothing. Couldn't help you out if I wanted to.
Yeah, and I'll drop the link again in Slack because Spotlight Hitters, I wrote up the 2 of the teams for the late slate because I couldn't decide which one I liked better. And we'll have office hours at 3. We can talk about this slate a little more, talk about some best ball. I've got about 150 drafts under my belt. Did my first Yahoo one last night. They did a good job. They quickly moved Andrew Luck down to undraftable. And it looks like for the draft, and I was doing a lot of slow drafts on best ball, they've called him out up to the top, but I think they've made him so you won't auto pick him at this point.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back and looked at my drafts that went while I was asleep. So I may have him on a few more lineups than I thought, but I think that's what they did there.
There you go, everybody. Hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, use the promo code Live Before Lock to get up to 50%. Yeah, not up to. You get the full 50% off your first month of Osmo Plus. Once again, shout out to Fantasy Draft. If you go to fantasydraft.com, use the promo code AWESOMO, you can get up to $1,000 in rake-free entries in your first 7 days. That's a gigantic savings. Better than any sort of regular promo code. If you play that full 1,000, you're bringing in way more than what you would normally get from any sort of promotion. So go check that out. fantasydraft.com, promo code AWESOMO. EMAC, anything else?
You know what's funny? I was trying to do it today, but it didn't work. My Yahoo app, Josh.
Yeah.
Do you want to give the news, or shall I?
I mean, I've told them a couple days now. So
Okay,
you can stream local and national NFL games in the Yahoo app this year, no matter what carrier you have, for free. So as long as you have the Yahoo Fantasy app, no matter who you have your cell phone plan with, all local to you, local, and national TV games can be streamed via the app, which is awesome. One less thing you have to buy if you don't want to get, a NFL package, cable, bunny ears for the TV. Stream it right through the app. Can't beat it. That's all I got. Anything else?
That'll do it.
There we go, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. We'll talk to you later.